Again, we talking about holding up the heavens. Because the key was, when I was reading something, I say, let me touch on some of this Nordic shit and see what they saying about the dwarves. And in their mythology, they say that 4 dwarfs is holding up the heavens. I say, wait a minute. And they was commanded by Odin, the king of the Nordic gods, to hold up the heavens. So I say, damn, when even this one in the Olmec, you see the little short twa, is 2 on the other side, and I'm gonna show you the one from the Nordics. Now these is Nagas, okay, and they doing the same exact thing. If you go on Tutankhamun's burial chest, you'll see the 4 goddesses. Okay, they only represent the cardinal points: north, east, south, and north, south, east, and west. Okay, and so the heavens is, the 4 corners of heaven. So you got 4 there, and so again you see that 4, which represents the cardinal points. Okay, you see right there, and when you look at this Buddha right here, you see where the bald head Buddha came from. He came from the bald head Ptah. And I've done that before. That's where the bald head Buddha come from. People didn't know that. That's where the bald head Buddha come from. He come from the little short twa, Ptah. Okay, and you see them all holding up the heavens. You see Shu holding up the heavens. And you see that rectangle. And if you know that symbol, it's symbolic of the heavens. Okay, that he's holding up. Now, okay, let me get up. Now, to the left is the 4 dwarves in Nordic mythology that's holding up the heavens. Okay, we're not stupid. We're not stupid. We understand that, they getting this information from the Twa that was in Europe already, had been there for, 40,000 BC. They got documents of the Grimaldi, the little short Africans that was in 40,000 BC. The European only been in these areas damn near since Alexander. You know what I'm saying? Not too long before Alexander. If you giving them motherfuckers more than 500 BC, you giving them more than what you need to be giving them. So a lot of people don't understand that the white man ain't been in goddamn Europe in no major, population before 1000 BC. So when we got the facts that the Grimaldi, which is the little twa, and so when you see the Venuses, one of them they call the Venus of Willendorf. Ain't no motherfucking Willendorf. You understand? If you look that up and you see the little African woman she got braids in her hair, but and she's pregnant. That's a fertility doll. They find them all over Europe. These is the little short Africans. These is that's their women. The black woman was God 40,000 months, and those are the oldest human artifacts on the planet. As far as an image of a human, those Venuses are the oldest, 40,000, and it's a black woman. Okay, so that ends the argument. You see, and so you see right there the 4 sons of Horus, the canoptic jars that represent the cardinal points. So this is where they done took some of that information. You understand what I'm saying? They didn't put their European, veil over it. Now these is many of the areas where the Venus figurines was found. So you can see they all over Europe. They were there before the Nordic. They was there before the Viking. They was there before any of the so-called Europeans there today, that the Twa, the little short Africans, was in that land long before any fucking Europeans. I'm so sick of this shit. And so now today, when you see that they the smiths, see they the blacksmiths, the iron workers. You understand? When you watch that new Avengers of the Infinity Wars, and Thor, he had already lost his hammer. His sister had crushed it when he went to fight her, Hela. He in the last Thor movie. So he needed that dwarf to make him a new goddamn weapon where he could fight what's that ugly motherfucker name? That had the gob, that had with the infinity stones. Okay? And so he needed a weapon. So he went, they flew to that planet. You understand what I'm saying? Where the dwarfs was. And he was big, but he was still a dwarf. He was the one that made his hammer. He was the one that, made all of the gods' greatest weapons, all of their magic. So he was the king, I don't know how they pronounce his name. And so you can see, wait a minute, let me come. There he is right there. A tree, okay? The dwarf king. And so he was responsible for making all of their weaponry, okay? And they lived in mountains. And I'm going to get back to that. That they lived in mountains. Okay? This is the leprechaun to show you that ain't nothing but best. And though somebody did it, that's exactly who it is. The same dwarves that they got in Nordic mythology is the same fucking leprechaun. Because once you understand, we are the only people that got a segment of our race that's short like that. Everybody else got dwarfs, and that's just a single individual who got a genetic defect. They don't have a whole segment of their people that's short. So when they talk about a race of little short people, African people are the only people with a segment of the race that's short. Like that is the argument, because it ain't no race and no that goddamn dwarfs, because those are mutants. Those are genetic defects. Okay, let me move. So you see Vulcan in the Greek mythology. He lives in the mountain. He's the god of blacksmiths and craftsmen. See, the mountain gonna become clearer to you, because I told you that Ptah was the god of craftsmen, and under him, what was the dominant monument? The pyramid, the house of fire. See, we about to break it down now. You see right there, Hephaestus and Vulcan lived inside of the mountain, and that's where they, with the smelting, and we dealing with smelting of iron and all the type of metals. Those are the craftsmen. Okay? Wait a minute, let me come out of this. I'm going to read that. I just needed to see where I'm at. The Journal of the Royal Institution of Cornwall. This is in Britain. And listen to what they say. This is page 280, footprints of vanished races in Cornwall. And so this is in goddamn Britain. Listen to it. I believe that the first humans who entered Cornwall in the Neolithic period belonged to a race of dwarves or pygmies and were veritable little people. This is a white man now. This is a white man. This shit coming out of Journal of the Royal Institution of Cornwall. That's in United Kingdom, Great Britain, index 1907-1977. The study of dwarf races is in a new branch of anthropology, and it has wonderfully developed during the last 20 years. Ancient classical authors mention pygmies living in remote parts of Asia and Africa, and the conflicts of the latter with the cranes are described in amusing languages. These stories were for long thought to be childish inventions, but recent discovery have proved that they were perfectly correct. When the Dutch occupied South Africa, they met with the dwarf bushmen, who were the smallest pygmies in the world. So that kills all that when they showed up. Wasn't nobody on the motherfucking land. They need to stop that goddamn line. Okay, so what they talking about when you looking at Hephaestus, and I was going to deal with that, but I'm not going to deal with the serpent. You see Hephaestus in the volcano because he's a smelter of metals. Okay, you see him with the hammer. You see him with the advil. So he's making all the weaponry of the gods. What is it? So in Egypt, the mountain, the volcano is the pyramid. That's what they call the house of fire. See, we don't understand the symbolisms of that. And the craftsmen of that era, the god of craftsmen, was